Hey guys, it's Tori and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a book that I just finished the other day and I'm so excited about it. Also, my filming situation is interesting right now. I'm filming in different parts of my house in front of different bookshelves. This one is actually one of the IKEA bookshelves that everybody has, but the back broke off, so we're just not going to talk about it. And there's no bookshelf over here. You can see down my hallway. Listen, we're working on it. I just finished reading The Gilded Wolves and I have 2 copies of it, and I actually believe I'm going to be getting a 3rd copy in the mail because all of the book subscription boxes that I'm subscribed to decided to send out the same book for January. So I got this one in my Owl Crate box, which is so pretty. It's like got blue and silver happening here, and then the pages are like a grayish bluish green, and then this, the Horus Eye, and I think I said that right, the Eye of Horus, and the Eiffel Tower are in silver. And then in the original version that comes, you know, just with most books, this is the one I got with uppercase, and it is the original cover, which is gold, and it's got like the purpley pinks, and I think, oh yeah, the words are white, and on here the words are like a bluish color, so the different covers are completely different. And then the pages on here are like a burgundy color, and it's gold out here, so a little bit of differences happening. The one that I actually physically read was the copy I got from Uppercase, and I love reading my books from Uppercase because they come with these little fun, so it comes with this fun bookmark that usually, like, it has a page number, so when you get to that page you go to their website and enter in the code, and then you can get like little tidbits and fun facts about the book, which I kind of like doing, so it's kind of why I followed this one. I don't know, I just grabbed the first one that was in my box, to be honest. But yeah, I love the differences in the covers here. It's so fun. And I am gonna have a 3rd copy, and they're both signed, and I think my 3rd copy will be signed, so I might end up like giving one away to someone. I don't know. I don't know if I need 3 copies of this book, but at least I really liked it. So now I'm gonna stop blabbering about this. First I'm gonna talk about some non-spoilery stuff, and then if you don't want to get into the spoilers, then you can just exit out of the video, and I'll let you know before I get to the spoilers. So the non-spoiler parts of this book. This book was so fun to read. So this book is set in 1889 Paris, and it's kind of historic. The thing is, when I was reading it, I didn't see myself picturing things historically, and I don't know why. So that was kind of a disconnect I had a little bit with it, because I couldn't picture the time period. I was picturing it more modern time, which I don't know why I was doing that, because she was writing it in a way that made sense for the time period, but I just kept picturing it as a current time period. One thing that was a little bit confusing about this book for me was the magic system. I did kind of get into it in the end, but at the beginning I was kind of very confused about how the magic was. Was it created from science? Was it created from your mind? I was confused. I still don't really understand that, but they call it forged. So anything is forged, like objects are forged, or people can forge themselves into different items and different things. And so that was a little bit confusing, and I'm still, like I said, confused. I feel like I might in the future reread this. I believe this is a trilogy that's going to be coming out. I don't know, but Roshani Chokshi listen, I can't say her last name. Like, I love you. You're awesome, but I can't say your last name. She is amazing. Her writing is so great. I felt really inspired after reading this book, actually, to start writing my own book, which was crazy. And the thing is yes, I was confused through a lot of the book. I will admit that, but it was good. It was the kind of writing that kept me going, and even a couple days afterwards, like I said, I finished this book like 2 days ago, 3 days ago maybe, and I'm still thinking about it, and I've had dreams about the book, so I think that's kind of fun. But it centers mostly around the character of Severin. I don't know if that's actually how the name is pronounced, but that's how I was pronouncing it in my head. And there's lots of other characters. There's just a big group of people who would be unlikely allies if they weren't all after the same thing. And this is a heist-centered book, and I know a lot of people have compared it to Six of Crows. I personally haven't read Six of Crows yet. I know, guys, don't attack me in the comments, but I haven't read Six of Crows. I'm just actually now finishing Ruin and Rising from the Shadow and Bone trilogy, so Six of Crows is next on my list. But I haven't read that, so I can't compare it to Six of Crows, which I actually feel like is nice, because everybody else has been like, it's not as good as Six of Crows or something. Like, I've watched a lot of reviews on this book after I read it just to see what other people were thinking. And so many people were instantly like, I like Six of Crows better. I liked the characters better. But this book, I loved the characters. I loved Severin. I even loved Hypnos, who I thought in the very beginning that you were going to hate him. But I loved him so much. I couldn't stop myself. And I loved Layla and Zofia and Enrique. I loved all of the characters, and they were just like precious little babies to me. And I think that's what kept me really going with this book. I feel like all in all, it's a very good story. I love the storyline. I love where it ended and how the story was going. I'm really excited to see what happens in the second book. I'm not really sure when she plans on releasing a second book, but I do know that there is going to be one. I just don't know all of the details on it, but I am looking forward to following where this series goes next. I kind of feel like that's all I can say that's not super spoilery, so if you don't want any spoilers, go ahead and click out of the video now, and I'm really glad that you stopped by, so we're gonna get into the spoilers. So the first thing that I have to say right now, and like once again, this is a huge spoiler, I was completely heartbroken that Tristan died. I just was like, what? No, I love Tristan. He just seemed like such a sweet little character, but then it's revealed that he's like killing birds and keeping them. I don't really know what the situation with that was, but I was kind of like, oh, like, was he like dark? Was he a little bit more dark than you wanted him to seem on the surface? And also the fact that Severin isn't actually the house heir. What is it? House Core, I think is his house. I don't remember, guys. House Vanth. Okay. That Severin isn't actually the heir of House Vanth, that he's not the rightful blood heir, and I thought that made things really interesting. I'm really excited to kind of see what happens there because he's so sure that he's the house heir. But then sometimes books like to leave you off like that, thinking that they know what they're talking about, and then in the next book you're going to find out that that was just like a false lead and that he actually is the house heir, which is what I'm kind of hoping for. I'm kind of hoping that it's going to be like, sorry, coughing in the background. I kind of hope that it's going to be more of him kind of thinking that he's not going to be the house heir and then ending up realizing that he was, and that the matriarch was wrong all along. I was very confused about the houses though, like House Vanth, House Core, and then the Fallen House. I'm interested to see what the Fallen House is, but I also thought it would be kind of cool if maybe Severin is actually the blood heir of the Fallen House. That would be really cool, and just to kind of dive into that. I'm really excited to kind of see where they take things with the Fallen House, because I'm not really sure where that's going, and that was really confusing. I loved Layla and Severin's relationship. I thought that was really fun. I hope to see them get a little bit closer in the next book, and I hope that, you know, their relationship progresses and that they're not so like distant with each other. I was very frustrated when Severin was being rude to her, and that just made me mad. I just really wanted that to be a huge like concept in the book, is that they were like a couple, but like they weren't, and that was so frustrating. But I think that's also kind of what keeps me guessing about it, because I don't really know where that's gonna go. I was so sad for Severin when they killed Tristan. Like, oh my gosh, I think that was like one of those things that I just couldn't get over. But then when it was like revealed that he was doing weird stuff, that was crazy to me. I also really loved Enrique. I think his character was really fun. I loved the bisexual tone that was going on in this. I love when books add that into their characters. And I love that he didn't know if he was into Zofia, or if he was into Hypnos. And then when he kisses Hypnos, I was so excited, but then I felt bad for Zofia because she was confused. And Zofia, who is an autistic character, or she's on the autism spectrum in some way, which they don't actually come out and say in the book, but just by her perspective of the story, you can feel that that's what it is, because she can't relate to people and she's struggling to understand why some things are funny and some things aren't funny. And I feel like that was really great representation of people in the autism spectrum, because like I feel like that's not something that you always see in stories like this, so it was really fun to have a character like that. And Hypnos was that character that at the beginning I was like, great, this is gonna be my villain, I'm gonna hate him so much. And then the story kept going and I was like, I love Hypnos. He was one of my favorites. I love how flamboyantly gay he is. It just makes my heart so happy, and I think that's why I liked his character so much, is because he was funny and he just had that great sense of humor that came out even in like awkward situations or situations where it probably shouldn't have been funny. He was still making jokes and like lightening the storyline a little bit more. And I loved the tension between Hypnos and Enrique, and I was so glad that they kissed at the end. So I'm excited to see where that goes, and I hope that there's more of Enrique's inner monologue about like which gender he's going for here. I feel like that's so much fun. So I'm just really excited to see where the future of the series goes. I don't know if it's going to be called the Gilded Wolves series or what it's called. Also, I was really confused. When I first got this book, I'm not going to lie, I thought it was actually about wolves, and it's not at all about wolves, so that confused me quite a bit. But I really enjoyed them, and I'm so glad that I have this like special edition Owl Crate cover. So I'm really excited. This was actually my first Owl Crate box that I got, so I was pretty happy about it. But that's kind of my take on the Gilded Wolves. Let me know if you guys have read the book, or if you haven't and you're interested. I want to know your thoughts about it. You can check out my Goodreads. I'll have that linked down below, so you can follow me on that and see what I'm reading and keep up to date, because I'm constantly updating my Goodreads as I go. I'll also have my beauty channel linked down below. I haven't uploaded on that for a while, and I have a video I need to upload on there, but I'm kind of more into my book channel, so go ahead and check that out if you want to, and follow me on Twitter, and all of my social media will be linked down below, and I will talk to all of you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.